Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this world. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today we will be taking a look at Chord Generator by Mario Nieto. It's a wonderful little app. And I'm going to show you how to use it, of course. That's what we do. Hello, my name's Jade, and this is How to Open iOS, and I hope you're doing okay. Welcome to the show. Very exciting to be showing you this app today. It's very, very cool, very fun, and makes some really cool, interesting sounds. You're doing okay out there. I'm doing super-ish. As usual, that's all that matters, isn't it? Some really good news. I'm going to be dropping a video, probably record it after this. It was a bit late last night for me to do it, but finally, the rock has come. No, Soundbox has been updated. Yay! Soundbox got updated last night, which is fantastic news, and all of the issues that were a part of it have been fixed so far from what I can see. The FLAC file import stuff, it's just everything should be running a lot better. From my testing, it all seems good, happy days. I know Mateusz, who's here in the audience right now, some of his sound packs weren't working, and after the update, they're all working well now. So yay, Soundbox is a thing. Let's say hello to folks, and then we'll get into it. Quick show's a good show, isn't it? And pace. We've got to keep up the pace. Thomas Christ, Mateusz Prokowski, audible video, whatever. Chris Beats, hello. Paul, g'day. Thank you to Jamie Mallender, dude who dumped people over here. I think you dumped. Thanks for dumping. Brad Example, g'day. Thomas Christ, slinging links. You can do all these things. SuperChats, Patreon. Well, yes, we've got 4 copies of this to give away after this show. So if you become a Patreon, $5 a month, and there's always, nearly every app I cover on the show, there's giveaways, because the developers are very kind and look after me for doing these shows. Don't really get paid for this, so I try and get codes for the people who do support me financially, my Patreons. So if you join up, there's that. Moby Pixel, good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. The Leelaverse is here. Everyone's in the house. It's good to see you all. And, yeah, let's rock and roll. They are taking a look at, as I mentioned, this wonderful little app. If I bring it up here. Where am I? App Raven. What's going on? Chord Generator by Mario Nieto. If you should know Mario Nieto, he released the amazing Harmony Bloom, which came out on PC first and then onto the amazing iPad. And Chord Generator came out a few months ago, and now it has finally landed here on iOS. Well, iPad specifically. Is it iPad specific? Let me check. I think it's iOS, or is it just iPad? Let's have a look. I can't remember. My brain is fried. It's early in the morning. Tremor Bear's in the house while we're waiting for... Man, does anyone else, are their app stores really slow at the moment? So it is just iPad and Mac M1s. This will work on. Okay, we've covered that. Tremor Bear, Russ8889, g'day. Ed Zielinski, what's happening? The Z, good to see you. $10 is this app, yeah? So it's pretty damn cheap. It's not going to crush the wallet too much. iPad M1 Series Max. Plus, let's do this. It is also, as I said, available on Windows. And so here it is here, £29, €29 for it on the desktop version. And you can get that from MarioNietoWorld.com. I will put the link in the description so you can go and get it if you're after the PC version of this. Now, this is an AUv3, so be aware of that. It's also a standalone. You can run it as a standalone. It has an instrument built into it, so you can faff around with it if you want. Hugh Caldwell, good to see you, my friend Hugh. Alrighty, I made a project with it. Would you like to hear the thing that I made with it last night in about 15 minutes? I love these apps. This is just the thing. You can make stuff so quickly because just a little cheat code here. AUM's pretty sick. and it allows you to do some really cool stuff. So before I play it, we've got a couple of these here, a couple of chord generators running. I'm just going to call it Chord Gen for short because I'm an Aussie. Davo, Chord Geno. We just put an O on the end of everything. So I've got a couple of these in here. I've also got a Harmony Bloom, which is being controlled from one of the chord generators, and Helium is sending notes out to the chord generators as well. See, we've got some notes being sent out. So all this is all interlinked. We've got a Zoa down the bottom, Soundbox. We've got a Piano Tech. We've got a Spelldozer. We've got a Piano Tech harp. I got a new harp for Piano Tech and upgraded to the standard version of Piano Tech. Thank you to Mozart for providing me an update. We'll look at that tomorrow. We got a hammerhead and a wonderful little Mariana on the end. Yeah. So let's hit play. I'll shut my mouth. This is what it sounds like. This is what it does. Nice. Okay, let's get into how this thing works. So we'll clear out this little project that I whipped up last night. Now, as I said in the beginning, this can be used as a standalone very easily. So you can just load it up as a standalone. It comes with its own little sounds built in. The only difference you're going to see in the standalone version is it has a little cogwheel up the top here. And I remember when I was first learning how to use this, I'm like, why wouldn't you put the cogwheel in there? I'm sure I'm missing out on settings. What's going on? And then I got into the standalone and realized there's not much in here. It's just a MIDI input and a MIDI output. So there you go. But yeah, there's sounds in here. If you want to do that. So let's close out of this because we're going to focus on the AUv3 aspect of it today. Of course we are. Now this doesn't generate sound. So when you load it within your DAW, Cubasis, Logic, AUM, you're going to need to load a MIDI channel which generates MIDI notes and no sound. So let's get over here and whack one of these in here. There it is. And we shall just start off really simply with a piano. Of course we will, because it is the simplest sound to show. And we're going to need to connect this. So we'll send our output to Piano Tech and we're good to go. And let's take a look at what is going on. Now, the first thing I want to do is when up the top here, normally up the top of these apps is where you're going to find your presets. There, I don't see an init patch. So I'm going to make one. right? So it loads with nothing in there. So let's just make an init patch and call it that, if I can spell it right, and hit save. And there you see that init patch has been saved up the top here. So if I need to go back, I can go back to the start and that's in there. Nice and easy to do that. No point getting upset that there isn't one. Also, you notice up here, there's undo and redos up here. So if you want to undo, redo, you can do that to your heart's content. It's pretty damn sturdy how far back you can go. I don't know exactly. Click on the little chord generator thing up the top here. You get support, videos, contact, web. So go to the website. He's even said shout out to the beta testers. How nice is that? Folks, if you have a problem with one of these apps, always look for this section. Don't go to the App Store like I saw somebody do this week for AUM and leave a horrible review just because something didn't work for them. There's places to go, right? Always click the support. Look for support. Send an email. Send a support email. Contact to the developer and let them know. And then if the issue gets solved, which it will, then go leave a favorable review. Leaving reviews for things that can be fixed is stupid. Please don't do it. It's just not helpful. All right, we'll come back to these later on. Here, as I said up the top, we've got all of our presets. Here's your little save button if you want to save your patches. You can overwrite, see, because this has already been saved. This little save button changes to an overwrite. Nice little touch there. You can put your author name in there and a little description if you can't remember what your preset was all about. Fancy. There's a little dice. There's lots of die around this app too. So plenty of die for randomization. There's one up here. You can bang it through and get your, so you've got your randomization. Left and right buttons to flick through presets. This does the same thing as clicking on here if you want to see your presets. Undo, redo. And this little paintbrush in the top corner allows you to change the color of the look of your what you're working with. So you can come in here, change your colors to your heart's content. You can come in and change the main colors. You can do all this kind of stuff. You can hit randomize and get some garish stuff if you really want. Go over the top. You can save these, you can import them, you can reset the factory if you don't like it, or you can set it as a default skin. So I can come over here, set as default, and now that'll be the default all the time, reset the factory. So nice little touch Mario puts in there with both of his apps that you can customize it to your color. Really good if you've got multiple versions of it running and you've just got different colors to know what they look like, and you can change colors here in AUM as well. So that's cool as well. Yes, right up the top. Let's talk about it. Let's get rid of this paintbrush. We've got a big die up the top. So this will cover everything. If you hit the button, it's going to... Now you notice not everything's changing. Only this little section down the bottom here. This little tab. So every time I do that, everything else is changing. So it's quite specific with Chord Generator. Whatever pad you are on and then hit a die, that particular pad will change. Now, why is that? Well, there are two kind of settings for these pads, and we'll talk about them first. There's a little keyboard down here at the bottom. When you turn this off, a little bit different. You can actually give your pads individual chords, but when this is turned on, it's connected to the keyboard. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's actually connect a real world keyboard to this, my Arturia, and show you. So now when I play along, whatever pad I have selected will move along with the keys in that major 9. Alternatively, when I turn off this keyboard section, we're getting different chord structures that are happening. So let me zoom in and show you to pay attention to this. So remember, when the keyboard's on, we're just moving up to whatever is selected. And when we have it off, we can actually put in our own chords here and assign them to individual notes on the keyboard. And how you can do that is just pay attention here. So we've got a C3 M7 add 13, which is connected to C3. And that shows you up here. It is connected, it's connected to the C3. Now you can change this, right? So you can see the root note up here. When you click on any of these pads, all of this changes with the pads. So we can see this is mapped to a C3 up here, and you can come in here and change this to whatever you want, up and down. You can do whatever you want. You can map these out, and down the bottom here, you'll see these little you can't see it. There we go. Down the bottom here, you'll see the keyboard has numbers mapped to which pad is connected to which key. All right. So before we move forward, let me just explain, focus again on these two sections, right? Flicking between the keyboard and the pad mode. When you're in keyboard mode, you actually have the option to come in here and drag and select. Is it in this mode? No. When you're in the pad mode, you can come in here and select multiple sections, because you might want to change some things up here, and you might not just want to do one at a time. So you can actually select them and then come in and change like the randomization. So really, really handy. I didn't think you could do this until I've stumbled across it. But in the keyboard mode, you can't. You can only select one at a time. So for example, in this keyboard mode, we can come in here and change each of these. So let's start down here. We've got this M7 add 9. We can come into the next one, change this to an augmented, come into the next one, change it to diminished. You can do whatever you want. So now, and just to show you what I'm doing with the piano. So we're just going up the notes in that diminished chord. But when it's off, completely different. So you can go in and change it to however chords you want. All right, let's focus on individual individual sections here. And in fact, what I'll do first, let's choose a few presets and show you those. So you double tap on a preset to load it up. And you'll notice that we're missing some over here in this particular preset. So the way it works is to pay attention down here to the keyboard to see which ones are connected. And you can see and you have total control to assign whatever you want to whatever chord by using the map up here, yeah? So let's choose another preset just randomly. Now this is where this thing gets very, very special, because right now I'm only holding down one note and we've got this repeater happening. So not only can you add chords, you can change the velocities of the chords, you can change the inversions, you can change the strumming of the chords, and we have this wonderful feature here called the repeater. Let's grab another random. What do we got? Liquid Sky. Now, There's a heap of presets, let me tell you. So we've got presets. This is just selected to all. We've got Mario's presets, and there's heaps of them. No, we don't want to do that. And we've got Frio Ventus's presets. So plenty of presets for you to mess about with. Just grab this smooth blend one. And you can hear when I'm hitting those chords, when I'm hitting these, there's a slight strum going on there. And what's beautiful about these presets, as you can see here, this row here has been set to have a certain strum, and this top one is using the exact same chords, but with a variation of the strum, all right? So just to show you with the keyboard, if I hold down this C and then hold down this F sharp, slightly different. It's got that single note and then the chord instead of a slight strum. In fact, let's stick with this wonderful chord arrangement. G'day, Pole Vault, to show you each pad. Let's take a look at these. So as I said, when you click on each pad, you can see everything changes up here. They all have their all individual settings. And let's run through them. So we'll sit here on this major 9, and you can see with this chord, everything is selected over here. You can see everything selected, all these notes. And here's our, you can turn these off as you want. Add them back. Have that full chord. Now, not every chord is going to have all these options. You have a bass note down here, and you have 5 other notes in this chord. And you've probably already noticed next to these are these locks, and these locks are found pretty much all over the app. If you click on one of these locks, it just means anytime you randomize, anything that's got a lock activated, that's highlighted there, it won't change. Right? So there's locks all around the place, but we'll get more into the locks soon. Okay, let's look at inversions. This is the first section here. So we have a randomize. We've got a dice here that we can come in and hit that. It's going to randomize the inversions. And we also have this little shuffle icon here. Now, this is found on all of these, and you'll see it's activated right now on the velocity. So every time I hit this chord, watch all the velocities change. So whenever you see this sign, this little shuffle thing, and we'll put it on the inversion now, every time I hit this note, these inversions are going to change. Which is so nice for variation in your chords and all of that stuff. Turn it off and it's going to stay. Or you can manually come in here and change these. So you can go stay at 0, or you can go down or up an octave. So there's your standard chord. And we have, we can go up, down an octave, or we can change up here, turn this up for the bass note as well. And you can actually go in here and put a like random on the bass note too, which probably isn't going to sound right. But, you know, you can do that if you really want. So we've also got this reset. So we can reset this. I can't even remember what this one does. What happened to my brain? I'll come back to it. And of course we've got a lock. So we can lock these so they're never going to change when we do a randomization. I do like how the chords change. Bring this down. And the same thing works for the velocity as well. So you've got your dice, you can randomize the velocity. But the added thing with our velocity up here, you'll notice this little bar here. You can move this around and choose to have the velocity only be between, from down low to about half, or you can have it full. You can change it from both sides. So you might just want the velocity to be in this narrow scale each time that it is pressed, or you might want it to just be really loud. We'll bring this back to around there. And you can grab it in the middle and move it around too. So quite flexible. Let's talk about strumming. So the same options up the top here. Let's talk about the strumming. So you'll notice here you have a little dial up here. And if I start dialing in this, you can see we're starting to get this stretch out of notes. And now when I hold down the same chord, G'day, covered by CQ. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. So we've got the ability to strum here. We can keep turning this dial all the way up. And we can space out that strum, or we can pull it in nice and tight. And we can even go in reverse. So if I grab this dial here and pull it all the way back, it goes in reverse. But you can come in here also and you can change these individually. You can drag these out individually and create your own random strums. Where'd my C go? I've lost sound for some reason. What did I do? Oh, it's because let's just do some randomizing here. Right, so you can really get some interesting sounds there, but you might want this to be on the grid, and you can do that as well. See this little grid button? If we turn this on, now everything is set to the grid, so we can make sure that everything's going to still be in time. And you can see, if I zoom in, as you drag along here, it tells you where we're up to. So if it's like a 16th, quarter, so you have those options as well. You've got a reset. If you want to reset it, you can lock so it doesn't get mixed up when you do a die. All the same options. Randomize, you can do all that stuff as well. It's locked at the moment. See, when I hit the dice, nothing happens. Yeah. If you press a chord button, does it light the key on its own? So you can see when I'm pressing the chord, it's lighting up down here, yeah? But you can actually turn that off as well too. So see these two little hands here? If I turn off this, and play this chord, this C will still stay lit. See that? So I play any of the notes here, and this one's still highlighted. But if I turn this on, now whatever note I hit will be highlighted. The other option next to it, if I press this, this mutes. Should do. I thought it did mute. Or maybe it doesn't anymore. Oh, it mutes when you hit the pad, sorry. So when you touch the pads, but if you're using an external keyboard, it'll still play. But see, so you might just want to flick through these to change them individually, mess around, and this is really handy to just mute that so you're not hearing the chords over and over play, you know what I mean? So there's that. That's these two little buttons over here. Let's talk about the repeater. So we'll bring in this strum. So the repeater is very exciting. When you turn on this repeater and just hold down your note, it starts repeating. And it's very, very powerful. Let me tell you this. So individually, each section of the chord, you can come in and change what you want it to be. So you can change these, we can change this to like a half. This one we can make an eighth. You can come in and just go batshit crazy. We'll make this an eighth dotted. Or you can just try your luck and hit random. So the repeater is super, super good. You can reset it at any time. Again, you've got a grid here, so you can go by semitone, you can go by free roaming. Let's turn on, oops. I'll turn the grid back on. And remember, with the these little buttons here, the like shuffle, every time you hit a note, if you turn this on everything, every time I press down this chord here, it's going to give me something random. So it's randomizing the inversion, the velocity, the strums, the repeaters. And I'm just hitting the same note over and over again. So as you can see, the repeater is very, very valuable, and like nothing that's on any other kind of chord generator app, which makes it very, very unique. We're at our halfway point, folks. We'll run the ad every day on the show. I run an ad so you can so I can get paid $2. You can avoid the ad by becoming a YouTube Premium subscriber or by skipping the ad, and the ad has been run. While we're waiting, I'll let you know what's coming up in a day or so. I think tomorrow we're taking a look at the Piano Tech upgrade that I just recently got, which is cool. So you may or may not get an AdSem text. I don't know. It's just up to YouTube. That's how they do it. They're weird like that. But this week, our interview, if I can find the thumbnail somewhere in amongst all this junk, ironically, Junk and Stuff with Pole Vault, who's here in the chat. He's coming on. We're going to talk about his music. We're going to talk about heaps of stuff. So that's coming up on Thursday. There's a lot of pre-recorded demos coming up too on the channel, folks, so keep your eyes peeled. There's probably another 5 of them coming up and lots of giveaways on Patreon this week. All right, we're back here with our randomization. Now I really like this preset, so I'm going to save this. What's it called? Smooth Blend. It's a really nice preset. You can save these just by putting a heart on them and they will appear in your favorites. You'll see a little heart each time you open up. You can also come in here and you can remove things. So I might not like this pad. There's a garbage bin. Boom, gone. Done. It's finished. It's disappeared. It's not there anymore. You can also copy. Now I can't remember how to copy. How did I copy last time? That's how you copy. So if you want to copy something, so we'll just delete this again. All you got to do is click on, say you want to take this one here and put it in a blank space. Just click on the one you want to copy and just tap the blank space and that will copy it in there for you, yeah? If I want to undo, go back to how I was. Undos are plenty. So let's cover up here the individual pads. So up here on each individual pad, you can choose the root note up here. Yeah, so you can decide what you want it to be. C3, this will be the mapping of it on your keyboard. So you can see C3 is a C3 and you can come in here and choose any chord type you want. Now, not only that, you can make your own chord types. And again, just pay attention in here. You've got all of these little shuffle buttons. You can turn these on and off as you will. So whenever you hit the dice, or sorry, not the dice, get it right. So when these are off, because these are not locks, because you can come in here and every time I hit a note, I can make this note play whatever I want. So I can make this play whatever chord I want. So when I turn this on up here, this little shuffle, every time I touch this pad, it's going to play a different chord. So it's still going to play the same root note and still mapped to the same note, but each time it's going to pick a different chord. And you can turn this off at any time up here, but when you're in these presets, you can decide which chords you don't want to be selected in that by turning these off and on. So there you go. That is your selecting your chords for these patterns down here. Beautiful. All right, let's talk about the global octave. So you can come down here and go a complete octave up or down. So you've got total power over this. Now this section down here, this is the overall, for the overall mix of all of this. So you've got a root note, and again, everything has these little shuffle buttons. So you can totally come in here and shuffle the root note, and you can shuffle the scale. Every time I'm going to hit this pad now, I'm going to get a new root note, a new scale. You can see it changing down here. Now it's augmented. And if we change this up here as well too, we've got Balinese D with a major 6, now a major 7th E. So very powerful, just in this one pad. And remember, all of these are shuffling as well each time I touch that one pad. Very, very powerful stuff. And again, they've all got dice on them. So that's all good too. Let's talk about this MIDI capture on and off. Oh, by the way, just to make sure that you get this clearly, these scales down here, you can make your own scales. Okay? So if you want customizable scales, don't panic. You can come in here and do whatever kind of scale you want. That is in there, right? Just if you want, and it changes to custom. So just don't panic. I know some people just are like, but I want to make my own scale. And trust me, I don't. There's so many scales in here. But yeah, the little custom will pop up down here for you if you want to do that. Let's just come back over to this smooth blend and we'll reload the original. Awesome. MIDI capture. Let's talk about the MIDI capture. So this is down here for you to, if you want to record some stuff, you can send this out to another DAW if you like. And how do you do it? Well, let me show you. So here's my keyboard. These are the chords I'm going to play. I'm going to turn on the play button up the top here and then hit MIDI capture. See, it says off. Show you. It says off at the moment. If I tap it, it's going to be on, and then I just start playing. Oops. And now just turn off MIDI capture, hit this little arrow, and guess what? I can send that MIDI capture anywhere I want. So let's send it to audio share, load up, and then you can drag and drop these wherever you want, yeah? So here we go. Audio share, there it is. So from within the app, you can save any MIDI you want. All right, that is our brief. That's our overview of where everything is, how everything works. The last thing that I haven't covered yet is this wonderful little button here. Hit this, and guess what? Everything is replaced. This is a bang. That will change everything down here. Sorry, come here. It is virtually like doing this up the top, but this only changes the individual pad, right? So you see when I click this, only this -6, this third pad is going to change. But when I click this magic wand, everything, all the chords get refreshed, all the majors. The only thing that doesn't get refreshed is the notes that they're all assigned to, yeah? Now this sounds great with strings. Let's make something with it, shall we? We got 15 minutes to show you how I'm using it, how to use it in action and use it with something like Helium to send some notes out to generate stuff. So we'll just come in here and what do? We'll create this in, where's my knit patch? Is it here? There it is. So we'll start again with a knit patch. Did it work? Yes, we're all blank. We've got our piano. So I want to create something in here. I'm just going to go and find some nice chords. In fact, let's use the one we were using. The Dreams one, is that what it was? So I favored it. Smooth blend. This is really nice. Nice and easy. Double tap. And these are our chords. But I want to change these because these are the same chords up the top here. So I'm going to come in here and change the strum of these. So let's click on this and change the strum. Just turn that off. And where are we? We want to go. Oh, I've got it locked. It's locked. So we'll change the strum. And we'll change this one as well. Let's do like a random for this one. it forward. There we go. And for this one, we'll do a random as well. So these are our variations. Cool. So what I'm going to do now is, now looking at these, it's set to C3, C sharp 3, D3, and D sharp 3. And then the next one's at F sharp 3, G3. So we're going to connect helium to this. So let's create a new MIDI in here, and we'll search for helium. And we're going to connect helium. We're going to send port 1 out to Chord Generator. And now all I need to do is sync this, and we want to come down and find those chords. Where are we? It's a C3, I think. C3. So let's do it this way. I'll draw these in with a draw pencil. And we'll just run up like so. And what have I done wrong? Did I send this to the right place? We're sending it to there. That's all good there. Oh, that's why. I'll tell you why. Let's do this. Dickhead. There we go. So helium is now sending these chords to Chord Generator. And now what I can do is we can come back to helium and we can copy these. Let's just stop this. Oh man, why does the zoom sometimes just not work on helium? So weird with touch. Anyway, and I'm going to select all of these, and we're going to clipboard them, and we'll just copy them, paste them, or maybe not. Copy. Then we'll paste them in here, like so. Now remembering the next set of keys is set at an F. So we're going to copy both of these, right? Let's drag, copy these, copy them to the clipboard, come up here, paste these in, and now I'm going to move the whole lot up. So we'll select all of them, like so, and I'm going to drag these up to our, where are we? That should be right. And now let's play this. No hands, because helium's doing all the hard work for us. Now, hopefully, I should be able to. I'm not sure if we can play both pads at the same time. Let's test the theory out. I haven't actually tested this. It would be cool if we can copy these now and then come in here and paste these underneath. Let's give it a go. And we'll paste another one. What did I do there? Let's see if it works. Hey, Ed B. Metal, Shelley. So it doesn't work. So there you go. Only one chord can be played at at once. But now we've got the beginning of this song. So now we can come in here and create another one of these if we want. So I can like duplicate this. Let's just do this and then create another node. And we'll paste this in. And I'm going to choose a different instrument. So we'll send this out. Let's just turn this off. Output from Piano Tech. And I don't know, we'll add this new harp that I got. Why not? So we'll come in here. We'll choose a Piano Tech again. And I just got this new harp. Where is it? Harp. We'll choose the concert harp. And with this, we're going to send this out here to the second one. And now I can come in here and change this around. I can go into these individually and add some strumming to it. Let's just do some random strums. I'm just hitting the dice for each of these. And then I can come into here and change these as well. And then just send helium out to our second one. So we'll send this out to our second chord generator. Fucking beautiful. Oops. I don't have loop on. There we go. Let's just keep it playing. But I'm going to curl your mind a little bit more. Let's add something else in here, like some guitar. We'll do it, use another Piano Tech and choose a guitar this time. A classical guitar. We'll do a 12-string guitar. And now I'm going to add a harmony bloom. And watch this. This is just wicked. So harmony bloom works really well with Chord Generator. Of course it does. So I might want to take these original chords here, it doesn't matter which one, and I'm going to send this out to Harmony Bloom. So let's come into Harmony Bloom and we make it full screen. We're going to connect this and we can use the keyboard option down the bottom here. So now it's waiting for input. So now we just got to send Harmony Bloom out. Let's change the loop duration and the probability and add in a few nodes here. Now you see it's changing really quickly at the moment. Why is that? Why is that? Yeah? We will fix it. Relax, Leela. Relax. So why is that? It's because these chords that are coming out of here are set to strums at the moment. So it's getting the input and that's changing all of the strums. It's changing every time. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make a copy of this now before we get out of here. Paste that in here. And bang that right there. and we're going to turn off all these strums. Yeah? So I'm just double tapping on these to turn off all the strums. And we're in a chromatic C down here. So now that's all sorted. Let's come over here, back over to, now we want to turn this off. So we're not sending out stuff to Harmony Bloom from here. We're sending this one out to Harmony Bloom, which it already is. And Piano Tech, yep. Turn that off. And where are we? Let's just come up here. So we are in C, Harmony Bloom. And now you can see this changing with the chords being played, yeah? Oh, man. You get the idea. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. So this can all be sent. So any MIDI generators can send notes to this. You can send this out to other things. They do work really well together. So there's that. I mean, I could have put an alt-tether on there just to drag out these notes. I can't even remember what scale. See, this says it's in a scale of... I'm not going to change that. Actually, let's come over here to this one. Change this smooth blend. Just before we go. It's just beautiful. I love this thing. I think it's wonderful. It's and I didn't even really turn on any of the repeater stuff for this particular one, but that repeater is just really, really beautiful. So as I said, let's get out of here. It is available on the App Store. It is $9.99 on iOS. On the desktop, you're looking at 29 euros. And it's pretty damn cool. If you're a Patreon, watch out because there's an email that's just dropped with some giveaways. Do all that stuff. Tomorrow we're going to take a look at Piano Tech. Leela's up next, and she's doing stuff and things. All right, let's Oj. Thanks for being here, everybody. Love you lots. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together, stay awake, and you know the deal. We're going to say it. Let's Oj.